Another interesting topic is
Okay.
I watched a video. Do you know who Das Food is? It's a DVD YouTuber.
I want to say yes, but probably not as much as I know other YouTubers. But we're getting there. I
That's fine.
want to say I'm. Holy shit! That was a cake I haven't seen in fucking ages. But now I gotta continue.
But yeah, he made a really interesting video that I completely agreed with. So he basically talked about like the licensing problem. He didn't call it that.
Okay.
That's what I'm calling it. And he was like, he looked at the numbers on Steam specifically. So this wasn't console, this wasn't Switch, or anything like that. It was the mobile. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, I'll look for it. All right.
I mean,
All right. I'll look.
probably Chucky. I don't know.
Okay. Anyway,
Mhm.
so yeah, so he said he made a video talking about how, he said, was the Alien license or the Alien chapter a failure? Because when you looked at the numbers, they actually lost 10,000 players in the 3 months of when Alien came out and right before the new chapter. DVD lost a bunch of players, right?
Okay.
So and it's he kind of left it ambiguous, basically saying like there could have been a bunch of different reasons. Texas Chainsaw came out, blah blah. But then like he made another video and he basically said like the problem isn't really aliens, it's relevancy. So like if you look at DVD and you look at where like the time period that DVD is inspired from, it's
Okay.
clearly it's clearly 80s, right? Because 80s slashers, you have Myers, you have Freddy, you have
Yeah. Yeah.
Pinhead, you have all these people, right?
Yeah.
So when getting into the conversation of like what license will make the player base like shoot up. It was Alien was always in that conversation, right? Like like, oh, if they play Alien in the game, oh, a ton of people are gonna play the game. The problem with that is if you love Alien, you're already playing the game. Like it's Alien isn't
Regardless,
gonna
right.
make you, yeah, like it's not
Right.
gonna make a difference. So then he basically said like the the the, the big thing that needs to happen for if they want new player bases is to have more licenses that are current. And there's two examples of why I 100% agree with this. And one he brought up, and that was Stranger Things. So Stranger Things was removed. It was the most recent thing that DB added into the game.
Right.
And when they put it back, like it was huge. You know what I mean?
It
Like
was a
people
yeah. It was
people
a bump
still
in the
love
base,
Stranger
a player
Things. Yeah.
base. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
And one thing that like can confirm this because this is a personal experience. Like so my nephew loves the game. He plays Unreal, blah blah. And the day that they announced that Stranger Things was coming back, he blew up my phone. He was like, oh my god! He's like, oh, I can't believe Stranger Things come back. I get to play as Demogorgon, I can play as Steve. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Like, he was so happy, right?
Right.
So then a few weeks later, Chucky gets announced, and I texted him, and I was like, cause it was like a few days. I was like, oh, did you hear who the new killer was? And he goes, yes. That's it. Nothing else.
Not like he was not super
Yeah,
excited about
like
it
yeah,
as he was.
yeah.
Okay.
You couldn't care less.
Okay.
And like
Okay.
yeah, and I was like, and you think about it, like it makes perfect sense because why would a 13-year-old care about Chucky? Like
Exactly.
why
That
would he
literally
care
fucking
about
peaked in the like
uh,
early '90s or
yeah,
late
exactly.
'80s.
Why
Yeah.
why is he
Absolutely.
gonna care about
Yeah.
Jason? Why is he gonna care about like all these 80s licenses? Like why would he give it to him? Like yeah, like I do hope, and actually he did say like too like the license that is like a guaranteed will bring people into the game is of course FNAF, right? Because FNAF is like
Fucking course. If you put FNAF in this fucking game, bro,
yeah,
this shit was
especially
skyrocketed in a fucking weekend, bro.
yeah, especially because the movie came out and it made a ton of money, and it wasn't even a
Yeah.
good movie. Like
No.
that's insane. Like what I mean? So like yeah, I completely was like yeah, this makes perfect sense if they and here's the thing. The only thing I think he didn't mention, which I think is a factor in it, is while I literally was a hair of
That's
of
crazy.
getting off.
Why did I could have swore that could have worked.
Yeah, no, it was right there. Like if I had like two less ping, I would have got off. So the only thing I think he didn't mention was the only reason why it's not really a failure, like regardless, is because they're still making a ton of money every time these chapters come out, and like, you know, it's still like, you know, they're still making a bunch of monies, but if they want new player base, like that's pretty much what has to happen.
I'm not gonna argue with you there, Creed. I really, because when you talk about DVD, you know, when the game came out, what was it, 2015, 2016?
What came? Yeah,
16,
yeah.
16,
Well,
I'm trying to think of the year, but like
it was
you,
it had to be 15, right? Because it's like
I think it
7
was
years
15
old, so
because
yeah,
it was
yeah,
right
so-
before I moved into this apartment. But either way, like you're talking about a game that released, mid 2000. Why are you stabbing me, bro? What did I do to you? All right, so like you talk about a game 2015, 2016. Who's your player base, right? Like predominantly, who's playing the game, right?
Mhm,
And
yep.
like you said, like exactly how you said. You said like basically. You gonna hear me, bro? You're talking about like late
Yeah.
80s, early 90s.
Yep,
You know, the
yep.
best way to kind of like cap on. I'm gonna go back.
Oh damn it! I
Best way
tried
to
to take
no,
the hit.
you're fine. You're completely fine. The best way to cap on new gamers, new people playing the game, is making
Boy.
newer relevant killers.
Mhm, yep.
Who would that really encompass though? Because like some of the most iconic slashers are
God,
from
away.
the time when we were young. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So
agreed.
so
Yeah.
so you know what I mean? And then you couldn't put Jason in here because he's got his own fucking license, and they're not giving that shit up. And then you got
No, well, the thing
Leatherface
with
and a
Jason,
couple
he's
of
a whole thing because nobody really like owns. Actually, if anything, I should say multiple people own Jason, and
Yeah.
Matthew Cote like went on record saying like that's the main reason why is because it's such a copyright or a licensing like nightmare.
It's a frenzy. It's a
That,
frenzy. Yeah.
It's like okay, well this guy owns the character. Okay, well this guy owns the movies. But this guy owns the comics. Well this guy owns
Yeah,
like
but
it's,
this,
yeah, it's
yeah,
just-
but this
it's
guy
nutty,
owns the
yeah.
fucking franchise. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's so like it's all over the place. But yeah, I mean there are definitely like a few, but like there's definitely not a lot. Like FNAF is like the big one. The only other one is probably maybe It, because a lot of like kids, do enjoy It. Yeah, I don't know outside of that. Maybe something like I don't even know. So that's, I mean, like maybe something like The Conjuring. I think The Conjuring could be really like
The
influential.
Conjuring would be fantastic, but
Right,
what would it be like? The Nun? Like,
Or maybe like the
it's so
demon.
much.
Maybe like that
maybe.
demon dude with the red face,
Maybe.
basically the dude from Star Wars. I don't know.
That would be
It'd be
bad.
like, let me see.
I would still play it.
Yeah,
I
no,
would still
that'd be
play
really
it.
interesting. Yeah, and then
Even
you
if
have
they
some
just
cool
made,
survivors too.
bro, that's what I'm saying. Even if they just made the fucking husband and wife as the survivor.
Yeah.
Like you can put
That'd be-
fucking
that'd be
anybody.
dope. And you could put like the map as the house. That'd be fire, dude. Yeah.
That'd be fucking, bro. Yo, right over to fucking the cast and you right, Mr. Cote, right, everybody at fucking, DVD, bro. I think you should push that shit because think about
Word.
it. That shit would be fire. Think about
Oh
it.
yeah, no, 100%. Like that's definitely the licenses I think that they need to like go towards if they want new players. Like I said, like if
Yeah.
it's
Not just old heads like.
yeah, not
us.
just old people. Yeah, because like I said, like people who like really want Jason, they're playing the game. They're more than they're gonna be here. Like
Yeah.
he basically said, he said it himself. Like he was like, they're tapping the well like too many times. He went into a locker. You mad, man?
Yeah, I fucking accidentally hit Y. So fucking idiot.
Man, creeping Kratos.
I just hope they don't take